We move now to the United States, where job openings unexpectedly increased in August, highlighting the continued strength of the country's labor market. The U.S. Labor Department reported that employers posted 8 million vacancies in August, up from 7.7 million in July. The Labor Department's job openings and labor turnover survey also showed layoffs declining. There were 1.13 job openings for every unemployed person in August, compared to 1.08 in July. U.S. manufacturing held steady at low levels in September, with input prices declining to a 9-month low amid falling interest rates. The Institute for Supply Management reported that Purchasing Managers' Index held steady at 47.2 last month. Manufacturing activity contracted for the 6th consecutive month and the 22nd time in the last 23 months. We remain in the U.S., where dock workers along the East Coast and Gulf Coast began their first major strike in nearly 50 years on Tuesday, disrupting about half the country's ocean shipping. The strike stems from a breakdown in negotiations over wages for a new labor contract. This action halts the movement of goods, including food and automobiles, across numerous ports from Maine to Texas. Analysts predict that the economic impact could reach billions of dollars daily, threatening jobs and potentially fueling inflation. The International Longshoremen's Association, which represents 45,000 port workers, had been in talks with the United States Maritime Alliance for a new 6-year contract before the deadline expired at midnight on Monday. U.S. private payrolls saw a larger than anticipated increase in September, indicating that labor market conditions remain stable. According to the ADP National Employment Report, private payrolls grew by 143,000 jobs last month, following an upwardly revised gain of 103,000 in August. The ADP report was released ahead of the Labor Department's more comprehensive employment report for September, which is set to be published on Friday. Moving to Asia, South Korea's consumer inflation cooled more than forecast in September and below the central bank's target for the first time since early 2021. Data from Statistics Korea showed that the consumer price index rose 1.6% in September from a year earlier, after a rise of 2% in August. The reading was below the Bank of Korea's medium-term target of 2% and marks the weakest annual increase since February 2021.